I ended up playing Shen mid because I was into a melee mid and we didn't really have any like tank slash bruisers on our team. So I was like, screw it, I'll go Shen mid. We kind of won from champ select, to be honest, as the entire enemy team is 80 except for Morgana. And the Xin Zhao was going for a cheese pick top with ignite and stuff. You'll see later into the game that this wasn't quite as easy of a game as it seemed. But you know, for the most part, you know, just some Shen mid. I'll show the runes up on the screen. So I pretty much just started off with just some fighting, and then couldn't quite sidestep that. And then he just barely wins it. He only wins it from ignite, and it was just super unfortunate because I brought TP. And I just TP right back to the wave, and he doesn't want to back, so he's still like 1 HP. And just refusing to back for some reason. It's level 2. And then he walks just too close. Got a huge trade-off on him. My sword's up there, so I can see at this point that he's trying to bait me. Since he's staying with such low health, I'm like, what side is the Yi gonna be on? So I'm just trying to figure it out, and then I place a ward up over here, and there's the Yi. So I was like, alright. You know, that's what I thought. So press tab. Enemy mid laner has 4 CS, I have 12. I have no idea why he E's right here. Because it literally gives me a kill. Like, he just outplays himself repeatedly. This game, you'll just see that outplays himself. It's bronze 1 MMR on this account or something. I don't know, it's just bronze 1 game. You know, not a lot to expect from most people. Look, he still has 5 CS. Our top was kind of getting destroyed a little bit. They just aren't quite playing safe enough. It's a Xin Zhao, so he's just going to hard engage and just try to kill you on repeat. Our bot lane, you know, pretty much even for now. Our Jin's slightly out CSing, but 5 CS isn't a whole lot. So I top to back into my minions and then get a grass proc. So I don't want to extend the trade in his minion wave. I'd much rather extend it mine. And then I don't know why he E's again. Get my Q drag through. Auto him down. And now I've killed him twice without backing. Just because he's not playing any of the trades right. So here I'm gonna want T-Mat first. It's kind of opposite as the top lane Shen. Is typically top lane Shen you get T-Mat last unless you're into certain matchups that you just can't really fight. Like I don't know, like a Vayne, you want to get T-Mat to help kind of push the wave out. So you aren't just getting destroyed underneath turret, you can kind of help push it out and push her under, so then she has to farm instead of fight you. Because normally you would get the... I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I got T-Mat first, just get Cryo, so I can just shove him under whenever I want. Gives me a little extra, I guess, quote-unquote burst damage in the trade, because I can, you know, auto-Q or auto-T-Mat. I also pick up a pink ward that, so I just have more vision, so I can hug my bot side better, because I just hug bot side when I play mid. Then I'm just standing on this side of him, so when he comes back, I can get my Q drag through him again. I was hoping the team-out would kill him there. Didn't quite. This Yone is very upset, as you can tell. So if we look, the bot lane is starting to win a little bit. He's mid again. I see it is mid. I'm like, I'm half health. I'm like, I have the wave shoved under. I can probably back. Yeah, I pick up 2 ruby crystals. I think I picked up the potion last time I backed. Just to give me a little bit of extra sustain if I took a bad trade with the Yone, or if I got ganked by the E, I didn't have to instantly reset. So if you look, top lane is kind of getting destroyed. The Xin Zhao is, you know, I kind of like picking up the Hex Ranker because AP top laner, AP jungler, you know, it's not that bad. Our Evelyn is kind of useless at this point. She's level 5. She's died once. It's not the greatest thing that happened on Evelyn. Dying pre-6. Actually, yeah, she tried to gank pre-6 and just died. Fortunate. So he didn't do any damage because his Q didn't break my shield, and then I blocked all of his auto attacks. So the Yi's ganking bottom, killed the Jhin. Because the Yi ganked bottom earlier, and the Jhin wasn't even that close, and he just instant flash healed. I have no idea why. So the top laner roaming on me. I should have kind of seen it coming, but still went 1 for 1, and I almost got out. And then I'm pinging the Evelyn off. She's level 5, and the top laner is level 8, and the Yi is right there. And Ev kind of sits there for a second, which, you know, is understandable. She's trying to see if they're gonna kill her on her camp. This Jhin has no map awareness. This is me pinging the Jhin off now, because we know that there's at least 2 people in the bottom river. And he is pushed way up past turret, and he has not a single ward down. Because he's an ADC. ADCs don't lay wards. You see, I have 2 wards in my inventory. I've been sitting on a pink ward, and I hadn't had the wave pushed up high enough, or I hadn't gone to a straight up ward. Right there, I was looking at the Evelyn in case I needed to ult. But to be honest, I didn't really want to ult, because I knew that as soon as I ulted, she'd just continue to run away, and I would just waste my ult. I see the Xin Zhao there, so I'm just trying to bait it. Just gonna try to waste some of his time, because this gives the top laner time to do stuff like farm. Because our Kayle hyperscales, and she's not too far behind. But unfortunately, Xin Zhao has 3 kills. I think the Xin Zhao killed the jungler. They killed me once, and then they killed the top laner once. I'm not a huge fan of this Eve invading right here, because top can't help you for the most part. Top really can't, because they're level 8 now, but like even then it's still a bit rough. Right here, the Evelyn does the dumbest play I've ever seen. We see the Master Yi right there, and the Evelyn's like, I'm gonna get this dude. And she obviously dies for it. Right there, I held my taunt for a second, and I was in my W, so his cooldown on his Q doesn't go down anymore because I'm blocking his auto attacks. I think it's pretty simple. And I taunted him to make right at the end to make sure he couldn't Q me and go untargetable. Unfortunately, in the replays, I can't see my Q, which is really unfortunate. I forgot to record this game, obviously. I thought I was just going to be memeing around with my buddy, but I ended up having a super good game of Shen mid. So at this point, our Evelyn AFKs, and she will remain AFK for the rest of the game. So this is what I mean by it wasn't as much of a stomp as it seems, because now it's a 4v5 against a, you know, decently fed E. I'm pretty strong. We force his ult out. I'm happy with that. So if I press tab, we can see that I have a 30 CS lead, or I guess 25 CS lead on the mid lane. I already have my first item in boots. We can see that I have 1,000 gold on the mid laner. So I TP back to lane just to not miss really any farm. I want to put pressure on the map. I see my bot lane just reset. I think I have my ult up. Yeah, my ult's up. I didn't buy another pink. I don't think I had enough for it. That Morgana has like this. This is like the worst Morgana I've ever seen. And then there's a Q into a different state coming up. That I'm sitting on 2 wards, and she like didn't throw it when I wasn't moving. Also, I don't know how I could have gotten to the position where the Morgana Q would have hit. But I'm like, alright, you know, they should be going back bottom. Like, look where the bot lane is. But you'd be very wrong. Morgana's here, and then Misfortune is also here. Yes. The entire bot lane is now mid, including the mid laner. And I have no idea why. They literally gave up a bot turret for it. Alright, Jhin invades their jungle for some reason, and then blast cones over the wall. I don't know. I don't see a huge point in trying to fight this fight. I'm just trying to get the farm. Drag's gonna be up soon. And then this E's doing E things, so his ult's already down. I'm just trying to put backside E for some reason Q's on, and then my duo, the support flashes, and then I just taunted him. Apparently my taunt killed him, but also Morgana has no HP. I don't know why they're trying to fight me. I do a lot of damage. Yeah, as you can see, our bot lane is pretty well stomping. I am absolutely stomping mid as well. I have 30 CS lead, and I'm, you know, 8 kills, and he has 2. I have only 2 deaths. I don't know what the Zinzao was thinking. I think I could have held my taunt a little bit longer there. Because I was just trying to layer the CC. You know, make the game as unfun as possible for him, you know, by not letting him play the game. Because he's CC. So I'm almost at 100 CS. 14 minutes, it's not the greatest, but I roamed a couple times. I probably could have run more, but the bot lane was just stomping. Kind of no point in me ulting the bot lane for just like an assist. So. You'll see my runes. I have almost all my Diamond Hunter stacks. I don't know what that Morgana Q was. Since she used her Q, I just go in. I'm blocking both her auto attacks. And I killed the ADC because the Morgana wasted their Q. They had ult, by the way, too. So if these ult, they, you know, maybe the ADC lives. I believe I'm sitting on like 2,000 gold. And I don't think this Yeon hit a single ult this entire game. I don't even know why he was going to be trying to ult me. He doesn't have an item, doesn't have any crit, and he didn't buy any sort of resist. As you can see, that Evelyn's still AFK. So I get Ninja Tab because they're all auto attackers. Now I'm building in my Randuins to reduce crit from the AD carry. It's also just the best tank armor tank item. Gives you 700 it gives you like 400 HP, 70 armor, and it gives you a slow active, and it slows people when they auto attack you. I mean, not slowing, but like slows their auto attack speed. This is me ulting the Kale. And this is honestly the play that gets her back in the game. She gets this double kill, and now she's actually back in the game. And this is where she starts to absolutely snowball. So now it's now we have basically everyone in the game except for the Eve. At this point, I'm pretty near impossible to kill for the enemy team. The Jin's super overextended, as we can see. He's down here where he probably shouldn't be. He somehow, I think, gets out of this. No, he dies to ignite, but like he still gets 2 of them, which is pretty crazy for how bad he played it. But the Yon missed absolutely everything, and the Yi wasn't there. I don't know what the Xin Zhao is doing. He's building absolutely full squish, so he's never gonna be a threat to me. I don't know where most of their team is, other than like the Yi. I know he's on his red buff, so I'm gonna come and try to kill him. And unfortunately, was unable to steal away red buff, but it was also super unfortunate because I was trying to A-click and he was inside of the red buff's hitbox, so I kept auto attacking back and forth between the two. I probably could have done that better. I mean, I absolutely could have done that better, but for some reason, target champions only doesn't work when you A-click. You can still auto attack minions with target champions only when you A-click, which is really obnoxious. I think this is one of my few deaths. So this is me TPing in again. At this point, I have my Randuins, and I also picked up a Bramble Vest. And so at the point where I died earlier to the Yi, people were like, "What? The Evelyn's not coming back," and I was like, "We can win this. We just have to win it fast." Just, you know, it's obviously not a lost game. Just from how hard we're stomping. You know, Jin is 8-3. I'm 11-3. Our top lane is now 3-1. And right here out of the corner of my eye, I get a glimpse from Master Yi, and I was like, oh, I actually don't want to be this far up. It was just the bot lane there, I would have absolutely 0 issues. This is me trying to look for a pick. They're all here, and I was just like, alright, we can fight this. We can absolutely fight this. My unfortunately just got a bit CC'd there, but then Yon comes back and gives a free Kale over to the Kale. So now Kale is just snowballing out of her mind at this point. And I'm kind of past the point of my super. I guess you could call it my overpoweredness, but it's just I'm an early game champion, a Shen. The Yon didn't respect it. So basically at no point during this the Yon can ever 1v1 me until like super late game when he's full build. But until he basically gets to that point, he just doesn't get to play the game. I also picked up the Bramble just to help me kill the Master Yi. The heal cut, and it makes him basically deal some damage to himself. As I know he has Conqueror, he also has Bork, and he probably has Ravenous Hunter as well. So this will just help me heal cut him. So right here, this mid laner, he does quite the play. Of walking directly up into the Fed support's face and my very Fed face and just tries to clear the wave. If you were a Xerath and you're sitting on the other side of the turret and clearing the wave, yeah, sure, you know, you could do that. Is a Yone that's behind? Absolutely not. Is the Yasuo behind? Absolutely not. I was behind? Nah, I couldn't walk up either. But as you can see, it's just like bronze players doing bronze plays for the most part. I got my taunt just barely. Unfortunately, didn't get my Q drag through. So he walked up, and I knew that with the Kale here, I can tank the turret, and the Kale will just obliterate. And I do a good amount of damage too. Right here, I was like, oh wait, she autoed me. I should drop tower aggro before I die. As you see, we end up ending the game. I have demolished the mid laner, and I've almost doubled his gold. And then I kill him one more time before the game ends. He doesn't finish 2 items. I'm sitting on 3,000 gold. I ping it right as we're ending too. At least I did in the other game. So they're just all kind of running at us one by one. See what happens. But as you can see, it's like you can win 4v5.